Our top story tonight, the president firing the chair of the Tennessee Valley Authority, citing high pay and hiring of foreign workers.
President Trump making that announcement today, where he also signed an executive order on hiring American. WATE 6 on your side reporter Elizabeth Kubel is in the studio now with a closer look at the action the president took against the federally owned corporation. Elizabeth.
That's right, Lori. President Trump telling reporters at the White House that he was removing the TVA's chairman and another member of the board, and he threatened to do the same to other board members if they keep hiring foreign labor.
Today I'm signing an executive order to ensure that the federal government lives by a very simple rule: hire American.
A catalyst for change by President Donald Trump, taking disciplinary action against the leadership of the Tennessee Valley Authority.
I am formally removing the chairman of the board, James Thompson, and board member Richard Howarth. If the TVA does not move swiftly to reverse their decision to rehire their workers, then more board members will be removed.
The president also calling for the board to hire a new CEO, claiming the current leader is overpaid and makes $8 million a year.
The new CEO must be paid no more than $500,000 a year.
Several TVA employees and Congressman Tim Burchett taking a seat at the table today.
I'm shaking right now because this really impacts me and my wife and my unborn child, and I greatly appreciate everyone here to support us.
Dadgummit, if TVA wants to be Duke Electric, let them be Duke Electric, but they're not. And they hide behind the government skirt, and they use eminent domain, and their arrogance is beyond belief.
After about an hour of discussion, President Trump signed his executive order
Aligning federal contractors and contracting and hiring practices with the interests of the American workers,
with a strong message for federal corporations.
So let this serve as a warning to any federally appointed board. If you betray American workers, then you will hear two simple words: you're fired.
And during that meeting today, the president said he received a phone call from the TVA CEO who indicated a, quote, strong willingness to reverse course. Bo.
All right, Elizabeth, thank you. Now, a TVA public information officer releasing a statement to us today, reading in part, quote, we understand and support today's executive order. We want to ensure that U.S. employees have good opportunities through our employment and supply chain practices. We look forward to working with the White House, continuing a dialogue and supporting future policies in this direction.